Just kind of picking up where we left off, tell me about some wins that you saw from 2022.
Yeah, there were a lot of wins. I've said before, 2022 was a tough year. So there was a lot of pain that went along with it. But I think for me, there were probably two or three that I'd like to highlight. Probably one of the biggest, and you and I have talked about this before, is mindset. The leadership team at IECC has been very entrenched in a certain way of doing things, and that's a good thing and it's a bad thing. Whenever you've had leadership that hasn't turned over in a long time, you hit a groove, and that brings a certain predictability. But it also can put you into a rut pretty quick, and I think we're trying to get ourselves out of a rut. And so I have started to see the leadership at IECC, whether it's presidents, deans, people at the district office, start to understand that in order for us to grow and to innovate and to change, we need to collaborate. We are going to be stronger when we work together. Big win I saw this year was the leadership start to actually do that in some real meaningful ways. Things beyond just words. In terms of other wins that I saw, and I've shared this with a few other people, I had a chance to work with the ASC and the LRC folks in a couple different meetings towards the end of the year, where we just really pulled together as a team and we said, hey, let's talk about what student services is, and let's grade ourselves in these areas. And we literally put grades up on a whiteboard, and there weren't a whole lot of passing grades up on the board. But that group of people is just so fun. They're people who have got a heart and passion for students. They're also a group of people who I think they inherently understand, or they see the gaps better than a lot of people because they're right there with the students every day. So I think because of their heart and because of the fact that they see the need so evident, they're also really eager to change and to grow and do things differently. And I don't know if you know this, but sometimes IECC is a little resistant to change. So to have a group of people who really came in together and said, hey, this isn't about us, let's talk about what we can do to make the student experience stronger at all four of our colleges was really fun. I think a lot of that, it comes from having Andy, who's our new district librarian, kind of at the helm of that team. He's been some different places and he's bringing in some new ideas. So I had a follow-up meeting with them just last week, and that's really starting to take some traction. So for me, I think that's one of the groups that we'll look at for an early win for 2023. We're going to see that division coming together. And really the other one for me is the Center for Excellence in Teaching and Learning. It's something that's been an idea in my head for probably more than 7 years. And so it was rewarding when we actually, brought the first staff member on and sort of laid out the charge. We made it part of our quality initiative for the Higher Learning Commission as a part of our accreditation. But what we started to see last year was things move from ideas and things that we talked about into actual projects that were done. And so when I saw the CETL pull together their adjunct training and pull together courses where we can help adjuncts learn how to actually be better teachers in the classroom. And this is stuff that I think if you're a tenure or tenure track teacher, you wouldn't necessarily think about how to write a syllabus, how to fill out the credit hour calculator, how to get an assignment posted up into the learning management system, or how to keep attendance. Some really practical things, but then there were some things that we put in there about just basic pedagogy and how there's different learning styles and how we can leverage instructional technology. So seeing the CETL actually get those courses out, so they built them, so that was exciting when I actually could go in and into the shell and say, wow, they're real now. And then when we had the first group, and we've now had more than 100 people who have gone through and completed those courses, and to hear the feedback from them that, no, this did help and this really has made a difference in the way I'm teaching my classes, I mean, I don't know how you can't smile with something like that. So I'd say top of consciousness, those are the three things that I think of right away.
Word to describe 2023.
A word to describe 2023. I'll use the word imagine. Little context here. It's been my observation that IECC is an organization that has been used to just a few people making the decisions. And one of the things that I would really like to see IECC break out of is being an organization that gets told what to do. I want the people at IECC to imagine what we could become and how we could do things differently. As comforting as it is to have our strategic plan and to know these are the projects we're going to tackle, there's still a lot of discretion that's available for people in terms of how all of this is going to work and fit together. So for me, imagine is the word for 2023, and I guess if I was going to throw a second word in there, it would be courage. Because I think it does take a certain amount of courage for people if they feel like they have been used to their voice not being important or solicited, to actually take the initiative to say, hey, I have an idea, and to raise their hand. But that's certainly what I want to see out of IECC in 2023, is for people to feel empowered and welcome to come forward with the ideas that they have about how we can do this better.